Welcome back, nerds. Welcome back to episode 3. I'm Alec.
Brandon.
And this is, we got a good segment, I think, today. Welcome back, brother. I know you were out of town for Christmas, so it's good to see you. It's my first time seeing you since you've been back.
Mm-hmm.
I got a good question I want to ask you before we get into our segment.
Okay.
I actually should have wrote it down, and I didn't. It's going to irritate me. I should have been much more prepared. Let me think.
Is it...
Hold on. Give me a second. I need absolute silence. Hold on.
About a
I need absolute silence. Hold on.
Anime.
Oh, I need absolute... Hold on, bro. I need absolute silence. Okay, yes. I got it. I was trying to remember. You were just interrupting me. Crazy.
All right, what is it?
Okay. First question I want to ask. I think this is something cool we should do. We should ask each other a couple questions in the beginning, just to get us going. First question I want to ask you: would you rather be kidnapped by Jeffrey Dahmer or P. Diddy?
Ooh. What in the world, man? Your mind takes some dark turns. Let's see. Jeffrey Dahmer offers you beer, and then
tastes different.
You watch Star Wars with him. If you remember the show, he's really obsessed with Return of the Jedi. So that would be neat to have my last movie be Star Wars. Before anything else happens, let me just finish. Let me just see the culmination.
You're drinking your drink. He's like, let me just help you finish your drinks more.
Hold on.
All right, so what do you think?
Does P. Diddy kill people? I mean...
No, but he'll blackmail you for the rest of your life.
Look, I'm gonna go Dahmer. All right, I want some Star Wars before I die. All right. I mean, being blackmailed for the rest of your life and having to do some pretty shameful stuff. Hollywood does some shameful stuff sometimes.
So you're gonna pick Dahmer.
I'm gonna pick death.
That's your last night.
Death.
That's your last night.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, yeah, that's crazy. I thought that'd be a fun question to ask. Honestly, I'm probably gonna say Dahmer too, because some crazy stuff might happen, but I won't live the next day. With Diddy, he'll keep me alive the rest of my life.
In the shower, clenching your knees and all that stuff. I mean.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say Dahmer. I'd rather die than live with what Diddy made people go through. Where he be keeping videotapes of you and stuff like that. That's crazy.
And then get away with it too.
Yeah.
Screw that. But this weekend I was actually my bad. This weekend that's my dad getting home. Thank you. This weekend I actually ended up watching some sports movies, not movies, like football and all that stuff. I was just chilling with my my boy Colson, and just got into watching that and all that. And I did think of a question. I've known you for years. I never asked it. Who's your favorite Cowboys player?
Like my favorite Cowboy player of all time?
Of all time. Tony Romo.
See, I would like to say, obviously,
Troy Aikman.
Emmitt Smith, Troy Aikman. I didn't watch them play. So, I could definitely throw the greats out there, right? Troy Aikman, Michael Irvin, Emmitt Smith, Bob Lilly. There's so many people I could, sit here and throw at you. I never watched them. Honestly, man, the best Cowboy player, even my favorite, but my
your favorite, probably, not the best, your favorite. Because you grew up watching it, right?
Yeah, my entire life. Dude, that's tough. I'm probably going to have to say, I'm going to probably show my age, right? Because, when DeMarco Murray, when I was younger and I started getting into it, which was 2011s, 2012s, that's when, Dez Bryant was drafted. Tony Romo was already our starting quarterback. Jason Witten, Sean Lee, DeMarcus Ware. Man, dude, there's a lot of good guys that I remember. But honestly, I'm probably gonna have to say probably Dez Bryant.
Dez Bryant.
I'm gonna say Dez Bryant because he's more of that physical receiver that we didn't have on Dallas for so long until George Pickens just came. Because, like, a lot of receivers are, like, excellent route runners, right? Like, they can make you miss off of the scrimmage, right? But Dez, he didn't have to be the best route runner. You threw the ball his way, he's going to attack the ball. Meaning, like, a lot of NFL players now just, or receivers, wait for the ball to come to their body, and then they do like a catch with their body. Dez Bryant was one that would always go get the ball before the defender even had time to like swipe at it or do a pass deflection or something. And then, bro, just seeing Dez Bryant score, look at the stands, and just throw up the X, dude, like that's beautiful football. And I kind of seen that now with George Pickens. So don't get me wrong, CeeDee Lamb wears the 88, right? He is elite, and I do think he is extremely elite. And when it's all said and done, he might be better than Dez Bryant. But from a physical standpoint, just 50-50 ball, like, I need a touchdown. Let me just throw this up and know that my guy's going to come down with it. That was Dez Bryant, bro.
I'm sure there's still like a nostalgic element to it as well. Just growing up, I mean, with your brother, with your dad. I mean, that's something that you guys all like bonded over in general.
And there was this time. You want to know just how good Dez Bryant was? There's a funny clip of Megatron. His name was Calvin Johnson. He was a receiver for the Detroit Lions. But on the end zone, he was so good that instead of putting one cornerback, they put two cornerbacks on him because one is not enough. And everybody shows that. But there is another clip where Dez Bryant is in the red zone. They're on like the 2-yard line, and there's two cornerbacks because all he did was that back shoulder fade with Tony Romo or throw it up 50-50 ball, and Dez was going to come down with that ball.
Definitely.
So honestly, bro, out of everybody that I watched, it's probably going to have to be Dez Bryant. It's probably my favorite.
Gotta love a legend. I love it.
Yeah, no, that's what brought me to like really fall in love with football. I think was Dez Bryant. Just his physicality. I loved it. Good question. I think we should ask more sports questions.
Yeah. Definitely comment below. I mean, I know we're trying to keep this like two nerds in a universe. We do want to make our core audience just like about, we want it to be about movies and superheroes and just really nerdy stuff like that. But I think we did talk about it at the beginning of our podcast.
Like implementing sports.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. We want to branch out to a whole bunch of different topics. But sports, I mean, I think... as ironic as it sounds, considering that it's a stereotypically like jock-filled and all that. I mean, I think I've met plenty of people that are absolute nerds about sports, and I'd love to be able to talk about that, learn more about it myself.
I mean, I'm sitting there on my weekends trying to balance watching anime and watching NFL, watching NBA, and I'm like, how do I have the time to watch all this? Right, like I'm on NFL trying to keep up with like these playoff scenarios going into it, right? Because it's already about to be week 18, so playoffs are about to start, and I'm over here trying to balance the NBA, trying to watch the Spurs or trying to watch the Lakers or trying to watch the Warriors and all this. Trying to watch the Thunder lose.
Over here, it's like that scene from Back to the Future 2 where Marty McFly's son is putting on like 4 different channels all at once just so he can watch all of it.
I got Naruto, I got JJK, I got NBA right here, I got NFL right here. Yeah, bro, that's me. But I'm just trying to navigate all that stuff, dude. So even this weekend too, I'm sure you watched it. I know you're in Dallas. But Stranger Things.
Yeah.
So that was another one too that I was trying to watch before all the spoilers come out and everything like that. So
let me say this, right? So before this season came out, you've been talking for a while about how Stranger Things could, if they play their cards right, be the greatest TV show of all time.
This was prior to the release
you want to explain
season 5. Yeah. So there's so many times people have asked me, hey, what do I think is the best shows, right? Because a lot of people come and ask me, like, what are the best movies, right? But usually people ask too, like, hey, what are the best shows? And I tell them, okay, you're going to have Breaking Bad, right? You're going to have Sopranos. You're going to have Peaky Blinders. Like, there's a lot of amazing shows out there, right? But nobody mentions Stranger Things. And that's fine. You're talking about a show that's incomplete. I apologize, Game of Thrones. I did not say Game of Thrones. I apologize. Season 1 through 6 is some amazing peak TV shows, right? Season 7 and 8 don't exist. But I think Stranger Things, I don't want to sound very cynical, but I think it could have been there. Season 5 is not landing the plane.
It really isn't for me either.
And I was actively going up to everybody saying Stranger Things can be one of the greatest shows of all time. If they play their cards right and land the plane, They're not.
So let's
not landing
omit
the
season
plane.
5 for now. Okay. What about season 1 through 4? What are the qualities about that made you say that if they played their cards right, that it would be the greatest TV show of all time? Because I do agree with you on that.
As far as like what elements were in season 1 through 4 that were amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just the dynamic that they all had, the chemistry that they
comedy,
all had,
the drama behind it all.
Yeah, it's just all of them. You knew that they all loved each other, right? Like you knew that they were going through all this. And what's crazy is you think of like their core center, right, of all the kids, of Joyce, of Hopper, and it never really got to a point where you're like,
I loved Hopper.
Yeah, no, of course, but like, and I think they made a great director's decision with Hopper and Winona Ryder, Joyce, right? Because then you think about, okay, how do I get a lot of demographics to come watch, like my target audience, right, for this show? Am I targeting high schoolers? Am I targeting young adults? Am I targeting older people? Well, what better way to do that than to bring the heartthrob that was Winona Ryder, right, 80s and 90s? I think it's 90s. But bringing her in, right, David Harbour, right? So you bring these two like people that were, I don't want to say they're not loved anymore, but they were big, right? So then you see them, and as an older person, you're like, there you go, that draws me in, right? And then you see the kids, and you're like, okay, now that draws another demographic in. So they just brought everybody in perfect, right? I think that was a great choice that the Duffer Brothers did. But what's great about the show of season 1 through 4 was that you believed in all their chemistry, right? Like I don't want to say you fell in love with Mike and Eleven's love, but it caught you because you're like, I genuinely believe like Mike and Eleven, like I believe in their dynamic.
Yeah.
Like I see it on screen. Like even in season 4 at the end when he's telling her like, I love you. I know I don't say that enough. Like you feel it and you're like, man, he really like doesn't want her to go.
And sorry, continue. Well, actually, no. If I can interrupt you or add to that, even Lucas and Sadie Sims' character,
Max.
Max. I mean, when she's running out of that Vecna's mind, and you get that flashback of we're right here, I'm right here.
Yeah.
I feel that love right there.
Yeah, absolutely. That was beautiful. It's just knowing that like when you're going through stuff like that mentally, somebody is there for you. You know what I mean? Don't push them away.
Powerful
like
stuff.
Let me help. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Tears.
So it was amazing. I believe in the dynamic and the relationship. You believe it on screen. You believe it off screen. The craziest thing that I think they did was, from season 1 through season 4, like I believe in the love that Mike and Eleven have, right? Like I pay attention to that dynamic between them. Season 5, like, can they not stand each other off screen that they couldn't be together on screen?
I'm not feeling it. Like
I think they've shared
a couple side hugs,
maybe 10 minutes of screen time together. Like how did you at the end of season 4, like, how did she overpower Vecna by just hearing him scream like, I love you, right? Fight, you need to fight, like I'm here for you. And then season 5, like they're not even, I don't even think I've seen them have like a beautiful moment. Like Lucas and Max, absolutely.
And it's and it's almost over too. So I mean, can they really put in
I don't know. Honestly,
one episode? They
haven't landed this plane. It's pretty tough. It's a tough watch. I did prepare a couple negative and positives.
All right, hit me.
The negative one I did already say was Mike and Eleven. I feel like something that was so great about them is just, it's completely gone. So what relationships do I have to like root for? Because at this point, I'm really invested in Mike and Eleven, but at this point I'm kind of just like, I don't really care anymore. Like Lucas and Max
Joyce
are
and Hopper.
ones, and Joyce and Hopper, yeah. But I think Lucas and Max have now taken that spot of like the best couple there. You know what I mean?
And speaking of couples, I mean, I'm not sure if you wrote this one down too, but just the the breakup proposal? That was weird. That was very awkward. I was sitting there like,
I think 90% of people were after, like maybe that 10% came up to you and were like, did you see their breakup? And you're like, that was a breakup? Like, what?
100%.
I bought you a diamond ring to break up with me? Like, I'm good. Don't ever break up with me. I thought that was weird, right? It didn't make any sense. Another negative I have, now let me go on by saying this before I get canceled, right? I think it is very important in this case for Will to have that moment, right, with everybody. right? In the sense that he needs to come out to his friends and all that. I completely understand that it is necessary for character development, character growth, right? Just feeling like there's no burden on his shoulders anymore, which I can appreciate, I can understand, I can get behind. But like, these guys are getting ready for battle. Like, they're already about to march onto the tunnel and get out there on the field. And he's like, wait. I need to tell y'all something. And it's just kind of like, why there? You know what I mean? Like, why at that moment did that need to have taken place?
Isn't time of the essence right now?
Yeah, it seems like this is, this is not a good time. So I can appreciate that it took place. It just doesn't make sense of why it had to be there at that time. I feel like they were kind of going through the whole show and they're like, oh, we forgot to do this scene. Well, let's just throw it in there right now. Let's just do it right here real quick. So it didn't really make sense. I can appreciate that it needed to happen, but at the point in time where it did happen, I couldn't get behind. Millie Bobby Brown being 11, I don't believe it anymore.
They tried so hard to hide, the fact that she is the age that she is, with like some 1980s baggy clothes, and it was working for like the first part of the season for me. It's like, okay, I see what they're trying to do, but honestly, her face is way too adult. It's like, oh, geez,
and she hasn't changed. Am I the only one that's sitting here kind of like, she hasn't changed from the moment we saw of what she was in the first one, like running around. It was kind of cringy, like running around destroying pumpkins and all that. Like, it's kind of cringy, but she's in the same clothes. Like, it just seems like the directors are doing everything they can to prevent from showing that she's much more developed grown woman than what she should be playing is at the age of 16.
16, yeah, I think 16.
She's supposed to be 16 in the show. So she's just grown out of being 11. Like, I can't watch season 1, season 5 and still see the same 11.
Yeah, for sure.
Granted, they're all older, right? But I can still see similarities with Mike when Mike was younger. I could still see similarities with Luke, Lucas, Dustin, Max, Will. 11 is the only one that just, like, your whole wife outside of the show. Like, you have a baby, right? Like, people sexualize you. Like, you come out with very tight Santa clothes and things like that, and then you go back on a show to be 16. It doesn't work.
And you know what? It's COVID right there. Like, if I can ask you a question, do you think that if COVID didn't happen and season 5 was able to be released,
was that the issue? It was COVID.
Yeah, COVID ended up delaying it all. It pushed it back because the story had been written for years.
Yeah, I think
prior
they said
to that point.
they finished the whole story before they even directed the show.
Just a matter of getting the actors in place, filming it and all that stuff, getting the stuff together, which obviously takes some time.
Yeah.
But the filming, when they were a lot younger than they were now, I think would have made this whole thing so much better. In my eyes.
I mean, maybe, yes, because they started filming in 2015, I think is when they started doing it, and then they released it in 2016, season 1. So essentially, they've been filming this show for 9 years already. Yeah. The age, you can definitely see their age, right? That's one thing that people can't get behind. And there's like 8 episodes, maybe 8 to 10 episodes a season, right? So essentially, you did maybe 42 to 50 episodes in 10 years. Like, yeah, maybe you could have condensed that into 5-6 years, and we can look past the whole age thing because they're relatively still the same age.
Yeah, I think it would also be very interesting to see what we're getting right now with them being physically younger too, and not having to hide it with
baggy clothes
and all that stuff. With having them,
I'm not sure what's going on with 11's face. But I don't know. It just sounds a little.
I'm telling you, man, she looks like an adult.
Yeah, someone looks a little weird. So, and another thing too that I like, these kids started this since they were like 11, right? Going up against an extremely strong opposition, whether it was Demogorgons, right, or the Mind Flayer,
helicopters,
or Vecna, or the military. Not one have died. Like, they're that elite that not one child has died. I mean, you've got supporting, right? Like, you've got Barb, and you got Bob, and you got Eddie.
That is a good point. I see what you're saying with that. I will say this: the fact that nobody's died yet, that well, I mean, we say that. There've been a couple people that we actually did care about that died. The nerd from the Russian laboratory I actually did kind of like.
Oh, Lexi.
Yeah.
Lexi's
Samwise
dead.
Gamgee dying still hurts,
Bob.
you know. And all that, right? So we've got a couple people that have died, but as for the core group, I see what you're saying with that.
None of them have died.
Them not dying and it being this long and us being like traumatized with stuff like the Red Wedding and Game of Thrones where we see our favorite characters die. We expect that stuff to happen.
Yeah.
And I would say that because they're still alive, that was a huge draw, at the very least for me, but I feel like for a lot of people that watch Stranger Things, for them to watch season 5 because we're so collectively afraid that some people are going to die.
Steve dying.
Obviously, we have Steve the Hare Harrington. We're all terrified that he's going to die. But more than that, I've also seen when the trailer was going on and we saw those not the Demogorgons but the wolf ones when they're in the laundry room. The laundry room is like the stage 2 of a Demogorgon. And all that.
The demo dogs.
Demo dogs, thank you. We saw all 3 of them. We got like a Jurassic Park sort of thing going on. I was actually afraid, and I think I did see some people online who were actually kind of afraid. Is Lucas going to die to save Max? You know, we're all
because
terrified.
he wasn't turning off the radio.
So I mean, like
He cares about it that
we're all
much.
collectively scared that one of our favorite characters is going to die. The core group is going to die. So I see what you're saying. That is kind of a negative, but I think the Duffer Brothers are definitely utilizing that to their
advantage. Because you're tuning in to see who is going to die.
Yes.
Yeah, but they have one finale, 2 hours to wrap up everything. You know what I mean? There's a lot of questions that people still have. I feel like there's a lot of meat on the bone still there. Like I don't feel like I'm getting a lot out of it. Let me see. A positive that I did take from it, Dustin and Steve, bro. Like I think Dustin lashing out on the whole ladder thing of telling Steve like, don't go, like I can't lose you. Yeah, and then hugging him, like
that was
I think
emotional.
Yeah, and then them fighting before that was like so real, like as like brothers, right, and boys and stuff like that. Like y'all love each other, but hey, there's times when the boys, when y'all don't know, when we're pissed, like we're ready to throw hands. But you know, eventually you are gonna get past it because you are boys, right? You are brothers. So I think Dustin is carrying this season, but I think Dustin and Steve's element is kind of what I'm latching onto now. You know what I mean? And then the whole I like those like science fiction movies or even science movies, even aside from fiction. But like the whole element of like the vortex that they're dealing with now, right? Like how you have the Dimension X or the Abyss, right? And then it's kind of like how the teacher described the flea and the acrobat kind of thing. So I think that's dope that they're doing one dimension to the next, and what connects them is the upside down.
Yeah. Did not to interrupt you with what your point is, but did you end up seeing the play with about Vecna?
No, I know that it's out there. I know. People have watched it. I have not got to watch it yet. But
I don't think that's going to be like a major like buff on any viewer. You know, like if you didn't watch that means you're not going to understand the finale. But from what I've researched, when we get that scene where Max and Holly are trying to leave Vecna's mind, and they're climbing through the rocks and all that stuff, and we see young Vecna open up that suitcase.
Yeah.
That was a huge draw for me. I mean, I'm sort of
you're like, what
is
happened
in there?
Yeah,
apparently they do talk about that in the play.
Oh yeah.
And from my understanding, and I could be wrong, but from my understanding, he actually gets like transported to Dimension X for like 12 hours, and that's where the Mind Flayer is able to attach itself to Vecna, baby Vecna, before he goes back to Earth. And then, of course, he grows up to be a psychopath. You know.
But why is it always that you have to find a way to like make it not the villain's fault?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I do like a villain being a villain.
Like, there's reasons why a villain is a villain. It's not, you don't always have to like humanize the villain. You know what I mean? Like, they always find ways for you to emotionally connect to the villain. So you can sit there and be like, man, it's not really his fault. And it's like, we can enjoy a villain who just wants to watch the world burn. You know what I mean? Like,
one of the greatest villains of all time, Joker.
You already know that. Why do people love the Joker? Because some men can't be bargained with. Like, they don't want money. They don't want this. They don't want this. Like, they do it because they want to cause chaos. I don't need a human element, or I don't need somebody to give me a backstory of how I was like, maybe like I'm a victim of trauma or childhood or something like that. Like, he can just be bad because he's genuinely a bad person.
To be honest, I did like. Not that I dislike Vecna now. I still like him as a villain.
I think he looks much better now.
I liked Vecna before when I thought of Vecna as what he was, and now that he's a kid that was possessed at like very, very young age by an otherworldly, like basically demon, and to grow up to be this terrible thing, and it's just a domino effect from that. And like, we can't blame Vecna for murdering like a whole bunch of people.
And kidnapped 12 children, and well, I mean more because he did it to Will, right? And then he killed Barb, and then he killed other people too. So, I mean, you don't always have to humanize the villain. Let them be a villain. Let them do bad because they want to do bad. That's why you have superheroes to fight the evil to fight the darkness, the evil with the good, with the light, right? So that's kind of what I like. And I feel like they always just use it a cop-out because they want everybody to emotionally connect to the villain when you don't always need that. It's unnecessary. And I think in Vecna's case, it's unnecessary too.
I feel like I guess theory, I feel like, I mean, because it's our world in 1987, and then you have the Upside Down, and then it's connected to another point in time in space, time and space, another point in time and space. I don't really know if that's like the future or if that's the past, if it's just another planet or what.
The time and space?
Yeah.
That's just supposed to be
Dimension
like...
X in general.
Oh, you're talking about Dimension X. Okay. Yeah, Dimension X is supposed to be another planet.
Okay. In terms of the Mind Flayer, like, I do kind of hope we get a little more. Like you said before, there's a lot of meat still left to chew.
Yeah, and
not
in
a lot of
2
time.
hours.
In 2 hours, yeah. So I hope that we're able to get
a backstory.
Yes, specifically with Dr. Brenner, and like, how does he know so much about Dimension X? How
Well, does he know about Dimension X? I don't even think he ever even acknowledged another world. I think.
Well, the notes that Dustin was able to find, that's Dr. Brenner's notes, and that's how he was able to determine, like, oh, wait, don't shoot that because I know what everything is now. That's all coming from Dr. Brenner's notes.
Yeah, so maybe he was fully aware that there was other dimensions, but I think as far as getting to that dimension, I don't think he even knew because I don't think he even realized it until 11 did that to Vecna in the first place, opened that tear in space or whatever they want to call it, that opening. And then that's when Henry fell through. That's when he realized Dimension X. And I think that's when Brenner first realized, like, okay, yeah, we can actually go into their world.
Well, remember,
You know what I mean?
Henry, I forget how old he was, but with that scene with the suitcase, he's a kid. And for 12 hours, according to the play that came out, and it is canon, that he actually went to Dimension X for 12 hours. And then remember, when he grows up, that's when Dr. Brenner is able to talk with him. And I'm sure there's a little bit of a conversation there about, hey, so Dimension X and all that stuff. I don't think that's like, maybe he didn't know how to like get there, but he knew of Dimension X.
Yeah, well, I mean, there are a lot of scientists know of like parallel universes and dimensions. The hard part is getting there. So I think maybe even if you acknowledge that it's existed, he didn't know how to get there, right? So then, I mean, I don't really know too much about the suitcase, right? They haven't even explained it yet.
I'm sure they will. Like, like I said,
episode,
the play's not going to be too much of a hindrance to normal
and it's
viewers.
tough to tell people, like, you want to understand this show, watch the play.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not gonna be too much of a hindrance. I'm sure in the 2 hours they'll explain it away within like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to because it's a short. 2 hours is a long time, but it's a short amount of time to chew a lot of meat.
I'm gonna go as far as to say this. I think this last episode can be the best episode of Stranger Things. I'm afraid that it might not be enough to finish off the show strong. The Duffer Brothers are going to do a spinoff. I don't know if you saw that, but there is a spinoff show coming out of Stranger Things. Maybe they leave some loose ends, some questions unanswered, so you have to tune into the next show to watch.
I hate that so much. Back in the 90s, they never did that. Like if you look at Friends, like TV show Friends and all that,
I didn't watch Friends.
That you should. It's the greatest 90s sitcom of all time.
I cannot stand sitcoms. So.
Oh my gosh. All right. So
I don't know.
They tied everything up in a little bow. All right. Afterwards, they tried to do a spinoff with like Joey, the most favorite character, the most lovable one.
Yeah.
And it didn't really go too far. I think it ended in like less than a season or something like that. But they didn't leaving stuff off
But
just so that you can make more money in the future. And
but even in Stranger Things, like
cost of the story, I hate that.
I get it, but even in Stranger Things, they're not bringing characters over. Like it's a completely different storyline, completely different place, completely different characters. So like maybe Vecna, I don't know if he's still alive, or I don't know if he's gonna be alive after this last season finale. Maybe they leave questions unanswered because that will get you to go to the next show because you need questions. Now, will we like it? No, we wouldn't. But I mean, if there's questions unanswered, I can say all I want, but I promise you, once they release episode 1 or season 1 of that new Stranger Things spinoff show, I'm probably gonna watch it. So that's the only thing. But I'm very hesitant on saying it can be a top 5, top 10 show because season 5 is not it. Season 5, I think, is pretty mid. It took away everything that I wanted. Dude, the chills I got from the last episode of season 4, like when they did the remix of the song, when Mike's telling her to fight, she fights back, you see Vecna fly, right? And then you see them burn him, and then he turns into, like, he's burning away, right? And then Nancy, right, going with the shotgun and all that, like that remix, everything like that. I thought that was like well done. So they just got me so hyped for season 5, and then it's just been such a letdown. Like they completely abandoned all the elements of what made Stranger Things amazing. So
I get it.
They got 2 hours to save it, but I'm not sure they can do that in a limited amount of time like that.
I'm gonna put down. Do you remember the mystery movie that we watched over the break? Dead Man Rising.
Yes.
So I sent you
Wake Up Dead Man.
Wake Up Dead Man. Yeah, thank
Netflix.
you. So I sent you a text message of like what I thought was going to happen.
An hour 17 in.
Yeah. I am going to drop what I think is going to happen as best I can right now. So that one chick who was British before and isn't now, that they found in the Upside Down 11, her sister.
Oh, I can't stand her.
I feel, and I could be so off right now, and we're going to have to delete this whole episode.
She's a spy.
I think she is the new Vecna. You know, I think the Mind Flare may have, at some point in between season 2 and now, was able to get its claws in on her. So she's the new Vecna, all right? Vecna's going to continue to do his story and all that stuff, but I think that she truly is a villain. So that's one. I think...
I think that they're hinting towards that because Hopper's even saying, I don't trust her.
And it seems out of pocket.
And then she makes those stupid faces with her eyebrow. I can't stand it.
Yeah,
and then she keeps telling Eleven, you have to die, right, in order to end all this. But the only,
Thanks, sister.
Yeah, but the thing that I can appreciate, and I think I've even said it to multiple people, is I think 11 does have to die. I think everybody that has a connection, because if Vecna goes, right, if she goes, right, you close up every loose end to the Upside Down, to Dimension X. She could technically open it again if she wanted to. So she should probably be killed off, because then that would mean there is no way you could possibly open another world.
What if at the end of this episode she loses all of her powers?
Okay, then that's fair. Then because she can't open it anymore. So then I'd be fine with that. But as long as somebody exists that can open a door to the Upside Down or to Dimension X or the abyss, I think they call it, shouldn't be alive or shouldn't have the power to open that door again. So, I mean, let's see. I definitely think you have to have somebody die. They haven't killed off anybody meaningful yet.
Every season 5. They kill off somebody new.
So
they're either going to kill Delightful Derek, or they're going to...
I'm going to call it right now, the teacher's going to die.
Oh, I think he's gonna die. They always do this to me.
He's going to die for Dustin.
I like this guy.
He's going to die for Dustin. So I'm going to call it right now. We'll see. Our next episode, we can finish it off. All right, I think... New Year's will be that it comes out this week.
Yeah.
So then next Monday will be the conclusion of Stranger Things, and we can come back, say what we think.
Am I going to be really, really right or really, really dumb? We'll see.
I don't know. They still have a lot of questions, so let's see if they could do it in 2 hours.
For sure.
We were asked a question, and I think it's actually a pretty good question to ask. And it's a good point too, coming from Stranger Things and how they always like talk about superheroes and stuff, right? And 11 is their superhero, and that's essentially what me and you do all the time. We always argue about superheroes, right? So my question to you is, we've gotten so many superheroes over the years, right?
Great ones.
Comics have a huge impact on us culturally, right? Like pop culture, everything like that. Like superheroes are king now when it comes to the movies and things like that, right? Especially because of, I mean, a big part of it has to do with Marvel.
With such a dark world that we live in, I mean, being able to imagine just a symbol out there that's able to fight for justice when politicians won't fight for justice, that's able to look after the little guy when law enforcement won't look after the little guy.
Yeah.
All of it just, we want to see that. We love to see that.
Yeah.
So 100% superheroes being such a big thing nowadays, completely understandable.
Yeah. So I think a good question that was asked was, who do you think is the top of the throne right now of the best superhero today? Because I think without a doubt, when the comics came out, probably all the way up to the maybe even 1990s, early 2000s, like probably at 2000, maybe 2001. It wasn't even up for a debate. It was always Superman, right? Superman was always the embodiment of a hero. He is the symbol of hope, right? Like he is the greatest superhero.
Pretty sure it was the first comic superhero ever.
As far as DC, I know it was made. It was called something else even before DC. It probably could have. I think in Marvel, I think it was like Human Torch. Because the first family was Fantastic
Four, for sure.
I think Human Torch was the first character. I could be wrong. I think that's right.
Maybe by Stan Lee. And like you said, by DC. And
but DC, it was called something else before, and I think it was Superman. And then DC purchased, they rebranded, they rebranded to DC Comics, and then that's Superman. So, yeah, Superman's amazing. There's so many different storylines, but it doesn't matter. As a kid, you saw Superman and you thought, like power, you thought hope, you thought America.
Absolutely.
Right? Because that's where
Standing
he
for
was.
truth, justice, and the American way of life.
Just a kid from Kansas, right?
Oof.
Like I get it. It's great. It's a beautiful story. We all love Superman. Is he still sit on the throne? You think he's
Are we talking about like the strongest, or are we talking just about like the
No,
greatest?
not strongest. That strongest isn't fair. We can't sit here on strongest because
Not to say, I mean, I think
he's the strongest.
he sneezed and took out a galaxy. So I mean,
we're not gonna argue about who's the strongest. What I am arguing, or not even arguing, I think we're gonna be on different sides here. So I think it will become an argument. But do you think Superman still sits on the throne as the greatest superhero today?
Well, who would we put up there on the list? Who would we put up there? We got Iron Man.
Captain America. People can certainly argue the Hulk, Wolverine, Deadpool, Batman
for
Spider-Man,
sure, yeah.
Wonder Woman,
The Flash.
I don't think anybody would say Green Arrow. You can have an appreciation for the Netflix shows, right? That people love the Netflix shows. I don't think it did enough culturally to be able to.
Did a huge impact.
On
but
Netflix.
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah. Black Panther.
Black Panther.
Right. So there's a lot of good superheroes, but like, what
Green
do you
Lantern.
think is the number one superhero today?
All right. Obviously, we got Spider-Man, right? Super duper powerful. So much stuff is constantly happening to him. If anybody had a reason to go dark side, it's Spider-Man.
Yeah. I'd certainly argue the same thing for Batman too.
For Batman 2?
I think.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
you're so right on that.
I think not Batman 2 as in.
No,
I'm saying like Batman also.
As well, yeah.
Like Batman, the
Loses his parents.
worst things happen to him. Like his parents, his Red Hood.
Oh, dude, Jason, man, his
Jason.
basically his son. I get he has Damian, but basically his son.
Yeah.
Not just dying.
And the man he refuses to kill, which is the Joker, right, took his son, and he still doesn't turn to that side of him. So
his allies, that being Detective Gordon's daughter, taking her under his wing, her becoming Batwoman,
and her becoming paralyzed.
Then her becoming paralyzed.
Oh, dude.
Like he can't protect his friends.
Yeah.
He can't protect his family,
his children.
He keeps hurting people.
He can do nothing, but he never goes to that side.
He never goes dark side. I mean, there obviously you do have a couple of comics. Batman Who Laughs. There's a reason why he doesn't go dark side is because if he goes dark side,
and he
everybody
even told
loses.
Jason once he saw him again after he thought he was dead, that if he goes to the dark side, he would not be able to come back.
It's too damn easy.
Yeah, but that's the point. That's why Batman is
that scene with Jason. I mean, why on God's green earth is he still alive?
Oh, dude, that's beautiful.
Dude, yeah, he has a good reason to go dark side, and yeah, he never does.
And that he never does.
Not to mention, I mean, what is Batman? I mean, he's like the peak. He's peak of humanity in terms of intelligence, in terms of
he's
strength.
Fighting up against gods.
He's fighting gods.
Yeah.
You know, that's a good indicator. That puts him up there. There's no way he's not top 3 greatest superhero of all time.
I have my list. I have my list, and he is on there. I'm gonna go ahead and just carry this out real quick. Superman is not on my top 3.
Superman is not on your top 3.
Not on my top 3, no. And I'm not arguing that he's not the strongest. He is the strongest. But culturally, today, I go up to, I take my son to school right on Halloween. Let me go see all the costumes that the kids wear nowadays. I'm seeing Spider-Man before I see Superman. Okay. I'm seeing Batman before I see Superman. I'm seeing Iron Man before I see Superman. Now, I'm not going to sit here.
I would argue recency bias for literally all of those.
That's
we haven't
fine,
had a really good Superman movie in a while.
Yeah, but that's what shapes our culture today, is what things that have come out in the past decade and come out in the past 25 years. So it's hard. How do you compete with Spider-Man movies that have been coming out that people love dearly? And Batman, like... The Dark Knight is the greatest superhero movie of all time. It's not close, right?
By the numbers.
The Joker is the greatest villain of all time. I don't care if people say Darth Vader. Like, I have a huge appreciation for Darth Vader, right? He is amazing. I still think Heath Ledger's Joker, in my opinion, I think Heath Ledger's Joker was better, right? But Darth Vader is that, like, embodiment of a villain.
Yeah, iconic for sure, yeah.
Absolutely. And then, like, Batman with Matt Reeves, dude. That movie is so beautiful. Like, the way it looks is beautiful, right? Batman being the world's greatest detective. That was like, it was directed perfectly for you to feel like, all right, now I feel this side of Batman that is a detective with the Batman, the first one, right? Paul Dano as the Riddler. His acting was amazing. You know what I mean? And Gotham was depicted so perfectly as one of the worst places in the world. Right? Like, that's why Batman is needed. I think they did that beautiful. And The Dark Knight, there's not many gripes I have with The Dark Knight, because it's top 5 for me.
I got you.
But it doesn't look like that bad of a town.
It looks like New York, you know.
I think the first Batman Begins, it looks terrible, right? But I think they quickly went away from that. Like, it just looks like a normal city at that point, and it's not.
Well, that's with that specific scenario, I would like to point out that with The Dark Knight, we do get in the very beginning, you know, Batman is successful in his journey. He's able to basically really, really clean up the streets, and obviously with Harvey Dent coming in and putting the last nail in the coffin.
Yeah, but Batman never cleans up the streets. That's the point, is that it's so bad that's why he's needed. Because if I can clean up the streets in 5 years and take off the next 3 years, like, that's not the point. The point is you're needed because it's so bad out there. That's the point. You never cleaned it up.
I always imagined that was the reason why they went from such a dirty city with Gotham and Batman Begins, and then basically New York and Dark Knight, because like you see criminals like, no, I ain't doing this tonight, man.
No.
So he's really good. His presence did a successful job.
I think that's depicted better in the Batman, because you see everybody, just all crimes are being committed, and then they look into the sky, see the light, and they're kind of like, now I'm scared, right? Remember when they do the spotlight of the Batman, because they don't know if he's in the shadows or something, yet crime still goes on. So I think that was a perfect depiction of how bad the city is that even though they know he's out there, they'll still commit crimes. They're just worried he's going to catch them because he'll come out of the shadows. You know what I mean?
It's another indicator of the greatest superhero, obviously, is that aura right there, that ability to inspire that level. You know what's crazy, though? You never really hear about all that stuff with Metropolis.
Well, yeah, he's a god. Like,
God amongst men. 100%.
He can catch every single person.
And he does. If we look at the most recent Superman movie to come out, not only is he saving humans and all that stuff, but he's saving animals, squirrels, dogs. He's blowing them away while holding up because he's the only superhero that can do that. Everybody else is going to have collateral damage that just comes with the territory when you see movies. The only person that I know that was able to kind of help with that was Spider-Man.
Yeah.
With that, when Green Goblin has his woman, and then he also has
Mary Jane.
A bus full of children, or a little train car full of children, and you have to choose, and then he lets go, and then Spider-Man still saves both of them.
Yeah.
Good indicator for him to be a greatest superhero, but certainly with the Superman movie, you have him, like I said, saving squirrels, saving dogs, talking with other people. I mean, he's like the embodiment of good, you know?
He is. He's supposed to be, yeah, absolutely.
So I think that definitely elevates him top 3 for sure to be the greatest superhero of all time. He avoids collateral damage. You could still keep your $40 million Lamborghini.
And that is why he is the strongest hero, right? Like, if you, because I'm thinking about it from like a cultural standpoint, right? Like, we know what Superman is comics, right? We know what he is from Christopher Reeves. We know what he is Henry Cavill. Like, there's so many good adaptations of Superman, right? You know what he stands for. You know how strong he is. You know he can save that one person that can't be saved.
I've never seen it to that scale before.
So I appreciate Superman, right? But like, I'm thinking culturally today, like, dude, people are Superman's on the back burner. Like, Marvel is king right now. And now I'm not going to argue in anything in the future as far as DC, right? Everybody has this idea that DC can pass up Marvel. Do I think the DC comics are better than Marvel? Yes. But do I think DC can pass it up? Not in the foreseeable future, because Marvel is just, it's always been excellent. I mean, even since 2000, dude, like Spider-Man, when Spider-Man came out, Tobey Maguire, right? And then Spider-Man 2, amazing. Like, that's people love to see that. People love to see Spider-Man, his development, right? His arc, how he goes from season 1 to season 2. He doesn't want to be Spider-Man. Everything is not going right in his life. Like, he can't enjoy anything in life because all he has, his only job is to be Spider-Man, right? So I just think those movies are amazing, and I would argue that Spider-Man is the best superhero today, just because there's so many movies.
The greatest superhero
today.
That's your answer, Spider-Man.
Yes, today, yes. Think about all the even I mean, we talk movies. Let's talk about movies. I mean, I think I don't think highly of Man of Steel.
Are we just talking about box office success, or are we just talking about the characters?
No, I mean, you could talk about everything. Talk about TV shows. Talk about movies. Talk about, like, dude, just going around every day and seeing people and the heroes that they dress up with on Halloween. Go ask the kids, right? Like, I have an 8-year-old son, a 7-year-old daughter. If I ask them name superheroes, I promise you that Superman would not be 1 or 2. Probably it might not even be 3.
That hurts my heart so much.
I get it.
I'm sorry. Look, I get it. The cultural impact that Spider-Man's had recently certainly is there.
But that is what we're arguing.
Superman, like from the beginning of basically comic books to now, he stood the test of time. I mean, he embodies the American way of life. I mean, I get that they've sort of changed it a little bit to where he just stands for truth and justice now. But dude, come on, like, he's saving squirrels.
I understand, like, he will go to the furthest extent to save everybody, right? He's the hero that can save everybody that can't be saved. I understand he is the strongest. I'm not arguing that. He can do what a lot of other heroes can't. But that's not what kids are going off of. That's not what, like, people are going to watch, right? We just saw 3 generations of Spider-Man come together, and that almost made $2 billion in the movies. So it's like, it's not even, you think of Man of Steel, Henry Cavill, right? A lot of people like that movie. I'm not a big fan of the movie. I don't think it was a perfect adaptation of Superman, right? Comically and all that. I think the new David Cornsweet Superman, I think is better than Man of Steel. Yeah, I don't care. I'll go with I'll argue back and forth with anybody.
I don't hate you for that. I mean, Henry Cavill's amazing, but okay, yeah.
I think David Cornsweet was good. I think he can definitely resurrect Superman, right? But I mean, how is it even close? If I tell you, name the best Superman rate hero movies from the 2000s and now, I guarantee you, 3, 4, 5. You might have 6 Spider-Man movies before you get the first Superman movie.
Okay.
You might have 3 Batman movies before you get to Superman. Because if you think Superman is better than Man of Steel, I agree with you. That's fair. Spider-Man 1 and Spider-Man 2 are better than Superman. TASM 1, I think I'd rather watch over Superman. Into the Spider-Verse, Across the Spider-Verse are better than Superman. And then No Way Home, I'd rather watch over Superman. And that's not to say that I don't like Superman.
I hate this so much.
I mean, and then we're not even going to talk Batman Begins. We're not even going to address Dark Knight. And I'm not going to address the Batman with Matt Reeves, Robert Pattinson. Because I think those 3 movies I'd rather watch over Superman. All those movies I just named for you are better than the best Superman movie we've gotten in the last 25 years. Does it hurt me to say that? Yes, it does. Because
I wish I had an argument. If DC would just get their stuff together, you know.
It's hard because how do I get my stuff together when another franchise is doing so great? I'm always going to be compared to them. I'm never going to get my you're never going to let me settle into my own walk. I can't. How do I start crawling when Marvel is running? Like, I can't.
One step at a time.
You won't
DC,
let me
one
grow
step at a
into that.
time.
It's got to be Spider-Man. And honestly, tell you the truth, I'd argue Batman before I'd even argue Superman. And last but not least, it's going to hurt your heart, I'd argue Iron Man before I'd argue Superman.
All right, what's your argument with Iron Man?
He started off Marvel. It started with Iron Man and ended with Iron Man. Bro, everybody loves Iron Man. You see that playboy, philanthropist. What does she tell him?
Genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist.
Oh, dude, like it's just you love Iron Man. You saw his character growth from what he was in Iron Man 1, right? He was like a playboy party animal, didn't care about anybody but himself. Even Captain America even told him, you're not the type of guy to lay your life down on the wire, let the little guy crawl over you.
And then
I think I would just cut the wire. Right? Always a way out. But
and
like,
then fast forward to Endgame.
And he dies so that he can save everybody else. So,
and you know what? Everybody kneeling, all these superheroes, these great superheroes from across the galaxy, all of them kneeling and recognizing that was the most heroic and selfless thing I've ever seen. You know?
And what did Pepper Potts even say in the beginning of the movie? Getting him to stop is one of the many failures of her life. And then she finally tells him at the end, like, you can rest now. So thinking about the entire time, right? His mind's always completely gone, but it's always been about saving humanity and what can I do to make sure that nothing bad ever happens again. And then she tells him at the end, you can finally rest knowing that everybody is safe now.
Golly, man.
I mean, like, it's culturally, like, dude, him with the Infinity Stones right there, snapping and saying, I am Iron Man. That scene alone is better than any scene you've ever gotten from any movie, any Superman movie. There's no better scene than I am Iron Man.
I would probably put Iron Man above Spider-Man and Batman in that regard.
That's fine.
But dude, I can't fathom this coming out of my mouth that Superman is anything less than the greatest superhero of all time.
He once was. It's
just because it comes down to the movies,
that's
you know?
but dude, that's
the
king.
TV shows are fantastic. Smallville's fantastic.
Yeah, but visual media is like, that's what's king now. Like, people want to watch the big screen, right? Like, that's the perfect way of showing heroes. Maybe before, from the 60s, 70s, and 80s comics, right? Kids would love to go run to the comic store, go buy comics. That's where your superhero content came from. But that's not the way it is anymore. That's not to say comics aren't amazing now, right? Comics still come out to this day, right?
They're
it's
still
still
amazing.
great. Yeah, it's still a great source of content. If that's that itch for you, it certainly scratches it. But if you're talking about from a movie perspective, from shows, what we watch with our own eyes, Superman, it's not even close. Like, it's not. And honestly, I'm gonna go as far as saying someone could argue Captain America
over Superman?
I'm not sitting here telling you he is better than Superman. Superman is the strongest. But if I were to go pull up anywhere, dude, and I ask people, like, culturally, like, who is that superhero for you? I'm afraid people might say Captain America before Superman.
Explain why.
I mean, dude, from the first Captain America, the first Avenger, right? Like, everybody loved that movie. It was amazing. I have Captain America Winter Soldier as a top 5 movie of mine. You know what I mean? As far as Marvel. You have Civil War on your end. You know what I mean? He gives even Ant-Man says it. He gives the best speeches, like those best halftime speeches. But he's amazing. Why do you think even on the teasers, Captain America is one of the ones chosen to say Captain America will be back? You know what I mean?
Bro, I don't know. I would say that there's just grasping at any sort of draw that you could possibly have so people can come watch Doomsday,
Why would they
knowing that
go
the last
watch it?
few movies are
Because
the worst.
Captain America is back. Though I even think that they try to go a direction real quick to see what would have happened, giving Sam Wilson Captain America. I know Sam Wilson becomes Captain America in the comics, right? But it's like people haven't. I don't think people have warmed up to it the way they thought it would, or maybe they wanted people to really rally behind Sam Wilson as Captain America. Nobody cares. I don't care. I want
Chris
Steve
Evans.
Rogers, Chris Evans back as Captain America. That will get people in seats, right? If I go around, kids want that Captain America shield. That's what they want. The man that fights for the little guy. I would argue that Captain America culturally is higher than Superman now.
You would argue wrong. All right,
Then why? What is it that still holds Superman at the top? It's certainly not movies. It's certainly not TV shows. So all you're holding is to nostalgia from
You got standalone movies right now. Okay?
Like what?
But we got to remember, like, he is still the leader of the Justice League.
Is Superman better than Captain America 1?
Is Superman
better? Superman with David Cornsweet, is it better than Captain America First Avenger?
Dude, stop.
That's how
they
culturally
make good movies.
I'm not saying they're not, but culturally, that's how people.
Let's take away paint here, okay?
Everything is paint for you when it's not going your way.
No, it's.
How do people receive superhero content now? You think they're all lining up at the comic book
watch
stores?
2 seasons of animated Justice League.
I mean, they go and they watch movies, they watch TV shows, they watch what they can see.
Movies primarily.
Culturally impacted is movies. That's what heavily impacts us. Music, movies, TV shows. It's certainly not books. I promise you, I can go to a bunch of kids and tell them, where's the library? None of them know where the library is.
Donde está la biblioteca?
yeah. Nobody reads books anymore. Nobody reads. Not a lot of people read books and comics because it's still certainly a great way to get superhero content. They just don't do it. So what is culturally impactful? Movies. So now let's go to the movies because unfortunately that is what impacts us. Is Superman better than Captain America? Answer the question.
There's no way we're arguing this because you can apply the same logic to pretty much any Marvel movie that they've had. The Guardians of the Galaxy. Who's the greatest superhero, Superman or
No one's going to say Star-Lord. No one's going to say Star-Lord over Superman. You're just backing into a corner and you don't want to answer the question. Answer the question. Is Superman better than Captain America First Avenger? Stop fighting. Just answer.
Yeah. I'm gonna say
Superman is better.
I would rather watch Superman than Captain America.
What about Winter Soldier?
Just let them run. All right. You're comparing like Usain Bolt to a baby right now. I mean, let them crawl. Let them run.
What impacts us culturally as people now?
Movies.
So. Okay, then you don't want to do movies. Then you take that out. Now you can come to, I mean, it's kind of tough because I'm arguing that movies do culturally impact us, right? Music, it does too. TV shows, it certainly does. But, I mean, movies are king. So I can't go anywhere than just... Now, if you're talking about comics, right, you talk about storyline, you talk about power, you talk about character arcs and all that. Yeah, Superman's probably going to be number one. He is the strongest. But that's not what I'm arguing. I'm arguing that he is not he's not viewed as a top hero anymore. Maybe if DC finds some way to save themselves, maybe if they find some way, I think a perfect way that DC could have saved their universe is by bringing Matt Reeves as Robert Pattinson to DC, the new DCEU, I think that's what they're calling it with James Gunn. I think if you found a way to get Robert Pattinson's Batman into this universe where you have David Cornsweet and Robert Pattinson, that you might have been cooking right there because we would have all tuned in because Robert Pattinson's Batman is amazing. I can see both of them on screen. Yeah, give me $40 IMAX ticket, I'm there. But I mean, what are you doing now with DC? What direction is DC going?
No. to circle back, I'm sorry. Look, Superman. I'd rather watch Superman than Winter Soldier. The Winter. Yeah.
Your back's in a corner.
And Civil War.
Your back's no.
All right.
No. Now you're crazy.
You get some. I'm not sitting here saying they're terrible, trashy movies because they're obviously really, really great.
Yes.
But the Superman flying above the crashed building and the most recent Superman.
Oh my goodness! Let's go to aura moments.
Yes.
That's what's gonna carry a movie. An aura moment. You hate Dune 2 because you say all it is aura with him walking with the black cloak. Now it matters?
This is ridiculous, man.
Now it matters?
Look, I've lost some arguments before in my life.
Okay.
But I'm not about to go home right now driving and think to myself, did I really just say that Superman is less than Captain America and Spider-Man?
Sure, is he stronger?
And Iron
Yes.
Man? Like,
Is
no.
he stronger?
The
Yes.
character, we can sit here. I'm omitting the paint. All right, It's just paint. All right,
Everything
movies
is
are
paint.
great. That's how we absorb things.
Everything
I get it.
is paint.
I get it. But the character Superman is the greatest superhero of all time.
Why?
All right, I'm not going to lose an argument to this.
Why? Today, the question is, who is the greatest superhero today? How is it Superman? How? Let's go to costume.
I think I've
costume
already
purchases.
made the argument. All right, like he's able to save the little guy.
Oh,
he's
he
able
can
to
do
he's able
so
to
many
prevent
things. He's got a lot of
collateral
powers.
damage. He's the most powerful superhero of all time. All right, despite all of that, he could just sit here and rule over human beings as just like little ants, but instead he decides to look after the little guy. I mean, like, it's just everything about what makes Superman is what makes him like the greatest superhero. I mean, like,
So
and
because
he's got a job. I mean,
So because he can beat everybody else, he is the best superhero.
because that's just one tidbit to the argument that I just put down. Yes, he's the strongest superhero of all
Yeah,
time.
absolutely.
But this is ridiculous. Who Superman is and what he embodies makes him the greatest
How does he
superhero of all time.
culturally
Not
impact-
just because, like we said with Batman and Spider-Man, them being able to not go dark side. That's great. Not just the character arc that we got with Iron Man. That definitely elevates him. And the heroic moment of sacrificing himself, it's a great moment. All these people deserve to be in the conversation. But in regards to the greatest superhero of all time, Superman is the superhero of superheroes in a world. I mean, once you look at the Justice League, especially with as it starts to show that there's a lot more metahumans around, he's still the superhero of superheroes. He's still the person you're going to turn to whenever the world is in danger.
Yes, he is. I'm not arguing that.
I'm not going to go up to Batman for it. I'm not going to go up to
Why?
Spider-Man.
Why wouldn't you go up
who's
to...
just protecting New York?
Okay,
I'm
Spider-Man's
going up
a little
to
tough
the greatest superhero who's going to save everybody.
No, yes. So Spider-Man's going to be a little tough. Do I think he can go over there and beat Thanos one-on-one? No. Can Superman? Probably.
Absolutely.
But, okay, then all you're arguing in who is the strongest superhero. How is that?
No, I'm not just putting just strength. I like everything else I put. There's that humongous element to it. Right, he's the person you're going to want to look to whenever you're in trouble across the board.
Okay.
All right, but it's also just the fact that he does, despite all that power, he does look after the little guy.
So you can
despite
have
all that,
so you
he's
can
still
have
humble. He's not even from Earth. Like Iron Man and Batman and all them, they're from Earth.
Yeah.
So of course they have a reason to look after their own.
You know what's relatable?
He's over here like saving puppies and crap.
You know what's relatable is a human that is from our planet that defends us, that can fight against gods, that can fight against mutants. I mean, kind of, right? Because I'm talking about like Marvel, but like aliens, everything like that, right? Like we have human heroes that can fight for us. I appreciate what Superman was. You probably don't have comics and a lot of superheroes without Superman. So I can agree that he is very essential to the superheroes that we have today. He has a direct impact on what superheroes movies do for us, right? Like Superman, I think it came out in like the 60s, and then Christopher Reeves came out in like the 70s. Our parents probably went to that movie and left just as we did watching 2008 Iron Man, right?
In all, yeah, for sure.
Okay, so is that how you felt in 2008 Iron Man when you left?
Yeah, in all, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, why didn't you feel that way towards Superman Returns? Why didn't you feel that way towards Man of Steel?
Look, stop. You're talking about movies right now, and I get it. That's a piece of the pie.
Okay.
That is not the pie, though.
How many comics do you read a day?
A day? I mean, it depends on the day.
How many comics do you read in a year?
I don't know, dozens.
How many superhero movies do you watch in a year? How many movies?
As many as they'll throw out, but that's the plan. That's Marvel's evil plan. All right, and you have to watch these movies, otherwise you won't understand these movies.
I'm sorry. Then what do I say? I'm so sorry that we're putting out peak Marvel content.
No.
I'm not gonna apologize for putting out amazing Marvel content.
I get it. Look, but the argument you were making was that because of these movies, that makes Superman not the greatest superhero of all time.
He is not now.
And that is the living embodiment of it's just paint. All right, the character. We're talking about characters
Everything
right now.
for you is paint when it doesn't work in your favor.
God.
Dune isn't good. It's just paint.
It is just paint. Star Wars is better.
Doesn't. Marvel is just paint. But you only say that because you know Superman's back is against the wall. I'm not saying he's not he's not the strongest character. He can probably go the furthest length to save anybody from anybody. He can do that because he's Superman. We don't care right now about it. I don't even think it broke 700 million, 800 million in the box office alone. I'm sorry, but culturally, how we are impacted when it comes to superheroes, when it comes to movies, when it comes to things like that, it comes from screen. It comes from the movies. It does not come from the comics anymore. Maybe when you were in the 70s and I couldn't go watch a movie at the movie theater, right? I didn't have enough money. What could I do? Run to the comic book store. What was carrying it? Superman. All of us will talk about Superman in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. That's not what matters right now. You can be a huge comic book enthusiast, which is amazing. Go get the comics. They are amazing, right? Do not ever lose what superheroes once was comics. Don't ever lose that. Keep going to buy comics. But that is not what carries culture, impacts our culture right now. Let's look at books. Name a great book that came out this year. Name a great book that came out last year.
I find myself in a library. I'll read what's there, but
what's your favorite book?
Great Gatsby.
When did that come out?
I have no fucking clue. Sorry.
Probably before. I think it came out in I could be wrong, but I think it was well before the 2000s. Name another great book that you like. The Bible. Let me tell you, it came out before 2000s. Name another book.
I don't know. Couldn't do it.
It doesn't culturally impact us anymore. What culturally impacts us is movies. I'm sorry, buddy. Let's look at all the movies. Superman is not even top 5. It's not top 10. I'd even argue it might not be top 15 superhero movies that we've had. So your back's against the wall. Now let me just say it's just paint. It's not just paint. I guarantee you if I went to 50 people and said, would you rather watch Superman or Deadpool and Wolverine? They'll probably say Deadpool and Wolverine. Oh, it hurts you. I know. This isn't the 80s, the 70s, the 60s where we rely on comics. People watch movies now. Superman is not selling. I'm sorry, buddy. It's not Superman, and it's not even close.
A poor director does not destroy a character for me. Does not destroy a superhero for me.
Okay, so
just because
a bad depiction of a hero doesn't kill it for you.
Yes.
Okay, X-Men Origins. You were still into Deadpool? The worst adaptation of Deadpool, you were still into it? I don't think you were.
As a kid, I did think it was cool. I didn't know who Deadpool was at the time, but as a kid, I thought it was cool.
We thought Robin was so cool. What's the dude that played Robin in Batman and Robin? What? You thought that was a cool adaptation? I'm telling you, yes, a director can destroy a superhero. You can make it so bad that people just don't care anymore about it. Deadpool, nobody cared about Deadpool after what we got in X-Men Origins.
You still had the comics that were coming out for decades before.
Who was reading those comics?
Before Ryan Reynolds took over.
Besides heavy comics enthusiasts, who is reading those comics? That's not shaping anybody culturally because kids don't ask for comics. Kids ask right now, hey, maybe go buy a movie or maybe go buy some toys, right? And they're toys of Spider-Man. They're toys of Batman. They're toys of... might even be the Hulk before you get Superman now. That's not what's selling right now. It hurts you. I know. I'm sorry, dude. I know you love Superman. It's not Superman anymore.
All right. Well, what do you guys think? Is it Superman or is it Spider-Man? Who's the greatest superhero of all time?
It can be a collection of a lot of different people. So y'all can definitely comment, leave a comment, say who you think is the best superhero today. Not the strongest. Keep in mind, we'll all say superhero is probably the strongest. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about who do you think sits on the throne of the best superhero today. If a superhero movie came out, I know chairs will be filled and all of us will be watching. It's not Superman. It's definitely not, dude. I'm sorry to tell y'all, but please leave a comment. I want to thank everybody. I know this is a relatively new podcast we're doing, just two nerds chasing a dream of talking about movies and superheroes, something we've always done our entire lives. But I have a deep appreciation to everybody for liking, subscribing. I think we're up to like 15, 16,000 views, and we've only put out 2 shows. So that's just a testament to how amazing and the support that we have around us. So I want to tell everybody, all my family, all my friends, all my boys in the military, thank y'all so much for supporting. It means a lot. Please continue to like, subscribe, comment, share. We'd love to continue to do this. We'd love to bring people on here to talk about the same things that we love to talk about.
We do read every comment, and we do talk about it as well. I mean, it's something that we definitely want to see more of in the future, and if we can get more of like a back and a forth right there, dude. I mean, that we maybe even like bring up a comment during one of the podcasts. That'd be like super cool. This guy said this.
Yeah, we can definitely shout out, hey, this comment said this. How about we answer this? But I think that it's key that we're able to talk about these things, because I think there's so much trash going on outside that just forces us to cause that they want us to be divided, right? Like they want us to argue about politics
or who's the greatest superhero.
Well, that's a great debate, right? But that brings us together. You know what I mean? But when you get all politics and all that crap out there, but here, let's argue about stuff that will bring us together, like movies, TV shows, sports, anime, superheroes, right? That's fun. That's great. I love that. A lot of people like movies. Let's talk about music. Let's talk about how Drake is the greatest rapper of all time. Let's talk about stuff. I don't care. I'm going to stand on that one. I saw my editor look at me over here. I don't care.
Kendrick, no?
No, not even close.
Pop artist, maybe.
No.
But not rapper.
I don't care.
He's not a rapper.
I don't care. I'm going to stand by it. No one's going to change my mind. He's not even, Kendrick's not even top 3. But see, these are amazing stuff that can pull us together, that can we can enjoy each other's time, each other's company. So thank y'all all for the support. You have anything before we close out?
I think we're good. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank y'all for tuning in. We record every Monday and we release them on Thursdays. So Thursdays at 5 a.m. If y'all got some time, definitely tune in, leave a comment, share, like, subscribe. Leave some comments and we'll definitely answer them. But thank y'all so much.
Absolutely.
Thank you, brother. I'll see you next week as always.
Yes, sir. Later, nerds.